Hey, it's Dark Matter, and today we're looking at a Solos Hold Blind Knight, the Kanan's saber from Rebels, and I picked it up that last sale. I think Corbenth had. They got like 50 of them, so I picked one up and just finished it. It's running all kinds of goodies inside, but we'll get to that. And this one's for me, so it wasn't for a client. I just wanted this one because I always liked it. It does have the removable emitter and everything. All of the weathering and blackening, this kind of stuff, was done chemically in this, except for the grips. I was gonna chemically blacken the grips too, but I ran out of this, so these are just painted matte black and then dry brushed silver just for some weathering. But everything else is chemical weathering, and then this is just painted like a camo green, just with a few scuffs and scrapes on it. It's really cool hilt. It's a cool design. It makes it with the Suba here. It kind of makes it feel more like a sword almost. And it's running Proffie 2.2 and an Oled screen and Bluetooth and all kinds of goodies. It does have a fully removable chassis. Before I get to that though, I should just show you undo the emitter. Obviously in the cartoon, he wears the two pieces of the saber on his belt, and they just kind of twist and lock together. But in my case, so yep, this piece just comes right off, nothing in it. Just set that aside. Exposes your pins, and it works good like that. I mean, it's cool. When you first get the saber, this diameter right here this fit is just ridiculously tight right there. So I ended up sanding this part right here way down, and now it's really loose, and I don't really mind that because it's not like I'm going to spend tons of time with the emitter off. I wanted it to be able to come off when I wanted it to. I'll line up there we go. I know I've seen, I think it was Peacekeeper's Armory that did one with a J-lock, so it can just be taken on and off quickly. But this works for me. So, unscrew the pommel. There's no sound holes or discrete little holes on the side right here. I did drill a hole right in the center there, but that was before I put the D-ring on, so it didn't really add much to the sound, but I tried. It's a little bit muffled, the sound, not terrible bad though. So to get the chassis out, it's the control box has a screw that sits into the body of the saber, and so you have to turn it just slightly this way, and then you can pull the whole chassis out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, not really. Yeah, you have to get the control box screw at the perfect length, and the switch plunger sit down into the body. So there's a channel right here. That screw needs to ride down that channel, and then when you click to lock it in place, it just locks right in, right there. And you can see your switches, the X and LEDs, Shtok connector, 28mm wow speaker, Proffieboard, and then so this chassis is an older Goth 3 Designs chassis designed for a crystal focus and a color extender. But since I'm running a Proffie, and for a 7.4 volt stick pack, the really long stick pack battery, and I was using smaller components, so I had room, and I threw in the OLED screen where the color extender was going to go, and then I used the extra space in the battery compartment to put Bluetooth, which works great. I can't really demonstrate the Bluetooth because I'm using my phone to record this. Excuse me. So, but plenty of room inside here for, you know, to stick extra wires, and I mean, I wanted a nice clean install on the Proffie. Normally if it was a customer build, I would maybe use some mesh or something and cover up the wires and all this, but I kind of like it. It's cool. So this required a little bit of modification up here too, because it didn't quite go far enough in. It was stopping here, obviously, but it just wasn't lining up the buttons and the lights and stuff to the control box. So I had to sand this down quite a bit with my belt sander. But other than that, everything on this works really well. And 1.3 recharge port there, kill switch. Everything has to be very much, you know, within these dimensions, otherwise it's not going to slide in and out and twist. It can't be too tight and all this, so a lot of fitting. But let's get to it.
I am Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight.
So I've learned a lot about OLED screens, some of the things they can do. There's only maybe 5 or so presets on this saber right now. And then I've got these, right now I've just got the accent lights blinking in the Luke pattern, because this has a little triangles, kind of like a Luke saber, green and red. Inside the control box there's just little pieces of acrylic, just colored, and when it's in there and twisted into position, this just eliminates the acrylic inside there, which is kind of cool. So which is pretty cool, and I'm sure the OLED screens can do a lot more than I've discovered, but I'm still pretty new to those.
Proto Saber.
The first 2 or 3 have the same.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
The same like animations and stuff. This one's a little different. I'll probably end up changing these and making them a little bit more unique. One of them has a... Is it this one? Oh, that one didn't have an idle.
This party's over.
I think it was the Mace one. So that's pretty cool. And then there's a little Slave 1 animation. That's pretty cool.
Ascension directly.
Oops.
I am Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight.
So now that's, you turn your saber on, and then that channel needs to go in line with the control box. So I just put it in like that, and then just see how it's just a little bit off center, just boop, and that's it. No more than that. And now your lights will be aligned. And like I said, it takes a lot of fitting and stuff to get it just right, but once it is, and then I do plan to use a 7/8 blade to kind of represent the skinnier blades in Rebels. But right now I have the blade, but I don't have the adapter 1" to 7/8. So when I get one, this will be running a 7/8. But I don't have room in here for this, but doing it anyway.
Saber.
Just a few presets.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
I'll probably play more with the what kind of presets I want. More animated stuff probably, but I just wanted to test a few things. But anyway, there it is, and it's an expensive kit, you know. I mean, it's not cheap, but it is very nice, and you know, its solos hold, the quality's there. Just, you know, follow the directions pretty closely on the Goth website. They kind of run you through how to, because you have to like cannibalize a pen, just like a regular ink pen, because you need some of the spring. This is the leftover, because they go underneath the buttons and spring load them upwards so they don't fall into the ID, like snag the chassis or anything. But I highly recommend get one if you can, and then to take this back out, just the small turn that much, and the whole thing will come out. And like I said, I could have probably made this. I mean, everything's installed from the bottom in the Proffie, which there was a lot of wires, because the Oled and the Bluetooth and everything just added a whole bunch of wires, and all these components like right here, there's a ton of wires in there. But you know, I kind of like them. I had thought about painting this whole chassis a bunch of cool colors and, you know, making it snazzy and using mesh and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine the way it is. There's a newer chassis now. It's the Master chassis with the crystal chamber and all this. But you know what? This one's cheaper, and it affords you some room for some extra components. The Bluetooth works fantastically. It can turn the saber on and off, you know, all kind of stuff, play the tracks, blasters and clashes and everything, just sitting across the room. It's kind of cool. And this was my first OLED screen, actually, so, and it fits in the color extender compartment pretty nicely. And then the white PCB Proffieboard, I think it's the KR Sabers. Yeah. And I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, sometimes I get emails about how a particular install went. So if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. And thank you for looking.